So this section is about conditional. What is conditional? So at least we will learn 4 things in this chapter. First is about Boolean types. What is Boolean? And then conditional. Okay, what is the meaning by conditional? And we are going to learn nested if and some logical operators. So before the class, I think you'd better to set up your project for the class in the PyCharm. Okay. So last time I always give comments to every of the lines. So I'm going to set up a new project. It means, yeah, I'm going to use this Python project for this class, and then create a different directory for each chapter to track your code easily. So I'm going to create a new chapter here. So the way to create the chapter is you can click on the parent folder. This is Python project. This is my folder, and do the right click. And then you can click on the new, and you can find directory. Okay. So it means you will make a new folder or a new directory, and you can set up any name. So let's say for now I will make chapter 03. So the new directory name will be chapter 03. And you can see that there is a new folder or a new directory named chapter 03 here. And create a unique Python file for every example. Okay. So I will give you the possible name. Of course, you can create your own name for the Python file. So I will create any Python file in this chapter 03. And for you, you can also create your Python files. Boolean type. What is the meaning by Boolean? If you assign a negative value for the radius, if you still remember, in the previous section, close this one. So in the previous section, we have one example. We want to calculate the area of the circle. Do you remember this? Okay. We are going to calculate the area, and the area is radius multiplied by radius multiplied by pi. Now, the problem is, how if the radius is negative? What if the value is minus? You cannot, of course, the mathematical can compute the result, but it should not be negative. Then if the radius is negative, you do not want the program to compute the area. So how can you deal with this situation? And you need to have Boolean. Boolean means you need to check between the comparison. So often in a program, you need to compare two values, such as whether I is greater than j. So you can put this kind of statement, I greater than J. And then we can know if it is correct, you can do something. If it is not correct, then do another thing. There will be 6 comparison operators. We call it relational operators that can be used to compare values. So we will learn about this one. And the result of the comparison is Boolean. We call it Boolean. It contains of true or false. So for example, this one, B equals to 1 greater than 2. What is the result? False. Okay, because surely this one, 2 is greater than 1. And we can also have another comparison operators. Less than, equal, greater than, equal, equal, and not equal. Now, let's see. What is the result? This one. I have x equal to 5, and then I have y equals to 8. If I want to print x equal y, so the x equal y, the result is false, because x is not equal to y. X not equal y, the result is true. X is less than y, the result is true. X is greater than y, false. X is less than y, x is less than or equal to y, true. X is greater than equal to y, false. Okay, so you can copy this one. Now let's make a new Python file. You can click on this folder, click new, and then you can create Python file. Okay, one more time. You can click on folder, right click, new, and then Python. And then they will ask you what is the name of the file. So you can type anything, let's say Boolean operators. Okay. And then you can copy and paste. After you have this one, you can run. How to run this file is you can go to this file and then right click and then find the run Boolean operators. So if you run, then you will see the result as shown in the PowerPoint. So this is a string. Okay. I would like to print this one, and then I would like to print the result. I would like to print this one, x exclamatory sign equal y, and then I want to print the result. This is true, and so on. Okay. So anything that you want to print, it should be in between the double quote, double quote, double quote, double quote, double quote, and double quote. Okay. So next, I'm going to discuss more things about this programming. Before going to another example, there is one function that we can use. It is generate random numbers. So using the random functions, we can generate random numbers. So you can use the import random. The random function is used to generate any numbers in random. Random is any numbers. We do not need to decide the numbers. Let the computer decide. If we use random int, randint, it means it is a function to generate integer number. If we use random, it is a function to generate a real number between 0 and 1. So let's see. I have this file. You can copy. Now let's create a new Python file. I create new and then Python file. Let's make random number. And then I paste here. And then I run it. So now the number is 8 for n, because it means I want to create a number in between 0 until 9. So any number between 0 until 9 will be generated. What about this random? This random is any number in between 0 and 1. So if you run again, then it will have another number. If you run again, it will generate another number. Okay, so this is the meaning by random. Now there is a problem. Let's make a simple math learning tool. So create a program to let a first grader practice additions. You know, first grader? 일학년 학생, 초등학생. First grader. Okay. So the program randomly generates two single-digit integers. Two single-digit. So maybe 1 plus 2 or 7 plus 3. Any numbers. And you can assign it to the variable number 1 and number 2 and display a question. What is 7 plus 9? Okay. After the student types the answer, the program displays a message to indicate whether the answer is true or false. So you can make a kind of quiz. Okay? So you make quiz to the student and then let the student answer whether it is correct or not. So how can we write code? I give the solution. Okay, but let's not consider the solution. Let's try to make by our own. Addition quiz. So if you try to understand the problems, okay, the program randomly generates two single-digit integers, number 1 and number 2. Then I can follow this one. Okay, I can import random. So first I will import random, and then I need to make a single-digit integers randomly. So I can have random number 1 as random dot rand int, because it is a single digit, then it should be a number between 0 and 9. And then I will create number 2. random number, and it will be 0, 9. Actually, you can also create like this one. Number 2 is equal to number 1 is like this one. But if you use this one, the number 1 and number 2 will be the same. Okay. So I do not want to have the same number. So I make different statement. And after this, the problem is display a question. What is 7 plus 9? And I need to give a kind of input. Let's say I make the answer. I need to get the answer from the student. Okay. Class we learn about how to get the user input. How to get the user input? So we make a variable and then we write the statement input. So if we have the word, this is the variable. I want to get the integer input and something that you need to write here. So I will make the same. I will make a variable to receive the user input. And then let's say I want to get the integer value. And then I want to get this as an input. You can type what is, okay. Now you need to write the numbers. Number 1. Okay. You can have number 1. And then you can put plus to indicate, yeah, I want to print it to the user. Plus number 2, comma, oh, sorry. Should be with comma and then comma. And the variable name is number 2. Okay. Now I need to check the answer. Okay. Let's say I have this code. What will be the result? There is a problem with the input expected at most 1 argument, but we have 5. What does it mean? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So it means when you have the input, you need to get only 1 statement. Okay. In 1 statement, it means, yeah, you just have the number. Okay. Like what is something like this. Okay. So if you have this one, yeah, you can get the answer. Okay. But if you have many of the input, then it will not be valid for the question. Okay. So I will teach you how to solve that problem. We can make string. Okay. We can make all the string. So what we can do is like this. I will make string s and then I will ask what is, and then it is better to put the plus. Do you still remember what is the meaning by plus in the string? It will combine the string. Okay. So I will create the what is, and then I will make the str of number 1. Do you still remember what is str? Change the data type. Okay. We have the number 1, it is integer, but we want to make it as a string. So we need to change this number integer into string. What is this number plus? Let's say this is the symbol plus, and then I will make again str number 2, and then I will make the last one with the question mark. Okay. So after I have this one, then I can create the answer is integer input s, because previously this is a string. Okay, can you understand? This is a string, so I replace it with this string. So I don't need this one, and then I will just print answer, for example, for now. Now I will run it. So it will show you the question, what is 8 plus 8? So what is the answer? 8 plus 8? Okay, let's say 16. Okay, the answer is 16. But is this the solution? Actually no, because what we are going to do is, after the student types the answer, the program display a message to indicate whether the answer is true or false. Then how can we get whether this is true or false? So we need to get the answer equal to number 1 plus number 2. Let's see. Now you can check, run. What is 6 plus 7? So my answer is 13. Now the result is true. It means 6 plus 13 is, 6 plus 7 is 13. Okay. So we can make this simple code to give the quiz to the first grader. Okay. There is an alternative solution here. So let's make a Python file, another Python file. This is addition quiz 01. Okay, let me make a new file, Python file, addition quiz 01. Okay, so this is the alternative. Okay. What is the difference? We put the random integer in one line. So we can just split with the comma. So it means the first random integer, it will go to the number 1. And the second random function, it will go to the second variable. And then we have the S, it's the same. And then, okay, we use eval. Okay, eval means to evaluate. Okay, so evaluate, it can be for integer, it can be for float, and it's also available for string. Okay, so with this one function, yeah, you can deal with different kind of problem. So you can see here, eval, you can get this explanation. So the source, it can be string, it can be bytes, okay, or it can also for the dictionary, it can be for some code type and etc. Okay. So with the eval, it is more general. Of course, you can still use integer, or you can use float. That is for the very specific data type. So after I get this input from the user, then I would like to check whether the result is n1 plus n2. So we use the double equal to check whether it is true or false. Okay. If you run this, 97 plus 3. Why it is 97 plus 3? Because the random integer is in between 0 until 99. Okay, so the range is wider than the previous code. The previous code is only from 0 until 9. Okay, now it is from 0 until 99. So that's the answer 101. Okay. Oh, it is false. Okay, we know that 97 plus 3 is 100. Okay. There is another solution. Now this solution is for 3 input. Okay, let me make another file. Python file addition quiz 03. Now you can see that it's kind of longer. Okay. The import is the same. We just import the random function, and then we have 3 inputs, n1, n2, and 3. And for every variables, it will be in the form of random integer. Okay. Now, I put the questions or a prompt in one line. So in this line, it means I change everything into the string. So strn1, I change the n1 into string. strn2, I change the n2 into string. And strn3, I change n3 into string. And then I put it as the prompt. But I just print it. So I didn't put this one inside the input. Okay, that's also okay. And then next, I'm going to get the user input, just giving this statement. And at the end, I will print the result. The results show that the n1 has been changed to str, n2 has been changed to str, n3 has been changed to str, and we put the symbol plus. And then I just want to show the result to the user. And then we have the result, whether it is true or false. So if you run this, what is 6 plus 7 plus 1? So, okay, let me have 14. Then 6 plus 7 plus 1 equal 14 is true. Okay. So if you want to make it a complete sentence or a complete answers, then this code is another alternative. So what is the point here? I guess you know that one problem can have many solutions. Okay. So don't worry if you ask me, Professor, can I answer with this solution? Yes, of course. Okay, because it solves the problem given in this statement. Of course, you can say actually this requires 2, but now the input are 3. That's also fine. Okay. So that's about the Boolean. Okay. Now we are entering a new section which is about condition. What is the meaning by condition? We have if, then else commonly. So in the if statement in Python, there are several types of selection. The first, we call it one-way if statement. And then we have two-way if else statement. We have nested if statement. We have multi-way if else if statement, and some conditional expressions. So we will discuss all of them. So one-way if statement. We call this is a flowchart. So this flowchart represents that there is a condition. The condition is the Boolean expression. You know the Boolean expression? Before we want to get the answer, whether it is equal to n1 plus n2. Okay. It resolves Boolean expression, whether true or false. So if the condition is true, then it goes here. If the condition is false, then it goes here. So let's see. I have a condition if the radius is greater or equal to 0, then do this statement. Area equals to radius multiplied by radius multiplied by pi. And then print the area of the circle is something. With this statement, the flowchart is like this. It starts and then we have question. Radius greater than equal to 0. So this is the conditional question. Radius greater than equal to 0. If it is true, then we will do this statement. It means this statement is here. But what is it is false? If it is false, then we will do nothing. So we will do something if it is true. But if it is false, we will do nothing. This is one way if statement. Only one true condition will have the statement. Now, when you write it in Python, the statement must be indented at least one space to the right of the if keyword, and each statement must be indented using the same number of space. So for consistency, yeah, the author recommend 4 spaces. Okay. So this one is correct. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there will be 4 spaces. If there is no space like this, it is wrong. Okay. Now, write a program that prompts the user to enter an integer. If the number is a multiple of 5, print high 5. If the number is divisible by 2, print high even. How can you write the code? Okay. I will not see the solution first. Let's go to the PyCharm. I will create a new Python file. Simple if demo. Write a program that prompts the user to enter an integer. Okay, so I need to maybe number. Okay, integer, because the user need to input an integer. I will use the input, enter an integer. Okay. What next is, if the number is a multiple of 5, print high 5. A number is a multiple of 5. What does it mean? It is like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on. So if a number is a multiple of 5, it means that number can be divided by 5. If the number can be divided by 5, then let's print high 5. So how can we write the Python code? A number that can be divided by 5. How? If number, what is the division? Division by 5 equal 0. Is it right? A number that can be divided by 5 means when we divide the number with 5, the remaining value will be 0. Okay. Then we should change this one to remaining values. If the number can be divided by 5, we need to give the column. Okay. This one is the condition when we want to write if statement. Then we can go to the next line, print high 5. So PyCharm automatically give you 4 space. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. So after you put the colon here, PyCharm will give you 4 space. So I go to the next question. If the number is divisible by 2, print high even. What is divisible by 2? It's the same. If number can be divided by 2, it means the remaining of the number, remaining 2 equals to 0. So we can put the colon after the if, and we can print high even. So we can put this one, a number that can be divided by 2. If you want to check, you can check the simple if demo. I can run. Okay, enter an integer. So let me make 5. It will show high 5. Okay, 5 can be divided by 5. Yes, then it prints high 5. 5 can be divided by 0? No. 10? Okay, nothing. Okay. So let's see if I again run, enter an integer. Let's say I input 10. So 10 can be divided by 5? Yes. So high 5. 10 can be divided by 2? Yes. High even. Okay. Let's see another example. If I input 8, what happened? There's only one, high even. Because 8 cannot be divided by 5. When the condition is true, then it will print the state. When the condition is true, then it will print the state. Okay. So this is the solution. Okay. So you can change the int into eval. Okay. You can change this int to eval. So if you change to eval, then the Python can evaluate about the input from the users. So the result is the same. Okay. Enter integer, maybe 12. Okay. Okay, 12 is high even. Okay. Now, there's another problem. Determine whether a number is odd or even. Hulsu, Chaksu. So 4 is even. 3 is odd. Then how can we do it? Note that even number can be divided by 2. Okay. So, okay, let's make it. I will make a new Python file, even odd. I will, okay, again, number. Let me use eval, input, enter a number. So I can make a just simple if. Okay. If number can be divided by 2, then, okay, don't forget with the colon, then print it is even number. If number cannot be divided by 2, then print it is odd number. Can you understand? Okay. We can make something like this. So the even odd. Okay, I will run. Enter a number. So 5. Okay, it is odd number. And if I do again, 8, it is even number. Okay. Okay, I have also this solution, so you can also refer to this one. There is an improved solution. What does it mean by improved solution? We will check this one with the later statement. We call it the two-way if statement. So we don't need to define two different if. We can change it to only one. So I will close this one, and I will put it as else. We can just run, enter a number 5. Okay, it is odd number. And then if I run again, 8, it is even number. Okay. Because I know that there are only 2 conditions, even and odd. So I can have if and then else. So I don't need to specify the condition. Okay. Okay, I think it's the time. Any questions? Okay, thank you very much.